And the big blind is Hellmuth, now a 14-time World Series of Poker bracelet winner. He makes a call for 6,000 more.
Yeah, this is Hellmuth's 8th main event cash, tying him for 3rd all-time with Doyle Brunson and Bobby Baldwin.
And the flop, top pair and a flush draw for Hellmuth. He checks it to De Leon.
Well, looks like the 37-year-old graphic designer right here is designing without a pencil. That's like fishing without a pole, Lon.
He bet 6,500.
That appears to be a red pleather mesh hat, a combination of 3 things I don't care for in any item of clothing, much less a hat.
14.
A check raise from Phil to 14,000.
I thought Hellmuth might just call there and let De Leon stab at it again on the turn.
The self-described military brat taking on the poker brat. And he will fold it. And Hellmuth will stack the winnings.
Well, when he's not talking, Phil is usually happy. He's happy right now.
Phil Hellmuth looking for bracelet number 15.
Hellmuth born in Madison, Wisconsin, but nowadays the world is his stage.
Action on Phil Hellmuth on the button. Ace, deuce of diamonds.
11?
11.
Amateur and a pro already in the hand, and the button looking to get flop lucky.
Well, if Phil raised and someone called him with ace-deuce on the button, he would berate them. Maybe Phil will berate himself later.
59-year-old retired Wall Street trader Rick Barabino, and the big blind comes along with 9-5 off. 4 players. 10, 6, 8, 2 diamonds. Hellmuth favored with a nut flush draw. Cloud is best with top pair, which he checks now to Kim.
Check.
Gives away to Hellmuth.
Kim thought about semi-bluffing with his king-high flush draw. Hellmuth definitely thinking about the same thing with his ace-high flush draw.
I'm all in.
You heard the man. Wow, he shoves for 113.5.
Hellmuth usually doesn't like to put himself at risk, but he likes this spot. Cloud, a tech guy.
I'll take this one. You take the next one.
That's what I'm figuring. I don't know. All right.
Top pair.
All right, deal.
So how mad would you be if I called with just a naked flush draw and overs?
He'd be ecstatic until you somehow beat him. Then the wrath of the world would come down on you.
Kim started the hand with 58 big blinds.
Jack is so good.
Yeah, this would be for about 40% of his
You wouldn't
stack.
shove Queen Jack. If you're a legend, you wouldn't just shove Queen Jack like that, would you? But you wouldn't shove a straight either. 114 into 10, 20, 30, 40. Yeah, I'm a fold.
No, give him his hand back. What does he have, the king, queen of diamonds? Give him his cards back.
Ace nine of diamonds?
I have an ace-high flush draw. When you said
You have an ace high flush draw? Oh, okay. Yeah, I had exactly king.
You were just dead. Why didn't you put it in? You're supposed to call there. Oh my God.
You were that ace high flush draw?
Ah.
Yeah.
Well, the car. I mean, either I just lied to a million people. Wait, there's going to be 5 million people watch this at least.
5 million people watch this, Lon? We've got a dress bet.
I can't check. I can check. I could check.
Yeah.
Diamond pops off. I'm doubled up.
We are deep in Phil Hellmuth's world here on day 4. And the 1989 world champ, who has won 13 bracelets since he took down Johnny Chan.
It's quite the day 1 draw you ran into, huh?
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
I walked in, and there was Phil Ivey and Keith Lear at my table. Usually, you don't know anybody in your whole section.
7,000 people, yeah.
Yeah. Like, it's Ivy and Keith Lear, and I'm like... And they brought Melanie Weisner to our table.
Wow.
I was like, what in the world?
That's a crazy
But I
day.
tripled up. I made a lot of hands, so...
Yeah, a tough draw is a good one if you make
Speaking of making hands, aces for Phil.
Phil has a tell, Lon. Small talk is over when he has pocket aces.
Isn't that right? 2 times the big blind plus 1,000. Does anyone want to challenge Phil Hellmuth here? On Muckle, he gives it up. Now around to the button and blinds. On the button, Miguel Sierra, weak king.
Hellmuth praying that someone gets out of line here.
Around a cloud now in the small blind, and he folds. Only Brian De Leon in the big left. I get the feeling he had people stealing glances at his cards at some point in his life. No takers.
God dang it all. I told you I was going to pick this hand up. Muckle. If this guy had ace queen, I'd
You
just
didn't
get him
do what
all.
you said you were going to do. You said you were going to limp in.
Yeah. I can't limp because they're 3-betting me so
If you had
often.
limped, they would have gone all in.
All I needed was ace jack. I was going all in against him. I was just going to rip it.
Any ace jack, you erase me for sure. For sure.
Tough hand to find when you got 2 of the aces.
If you had 2 9s, you give it all to me. Like
I
all those
just all in.
Even if you know that I'm folding, even if you know I'm folding ace king, they just can't wait to give me the money.
By the way, Phil was not kidding when he said he had it rough on day 1.
I love how I have it every time against you. Somehow it's always 4-bet. I love it. He's not like a no-limit hold'em deep spec specialist. There's only 4 or 5 hands I could raise him after. Well, I tried to trap you, Phil. It didn't work out too well.
Do what?
For the flop.
What are you talking about?
Table talk is just unparalleled. Unparalleled.
That was Melanie Weisner talking to Ivy, and like a lot of us, marveling at what comes out of Phil Hellmuth's mouth.
Well, look at Phil here with 8-7 suited.
70?
About.
This is the other Phil Hellmuth we might see here.
Onto the gun, John Bornstein raised it to 10-5 with Queen Jack of clubs.
27.
Re-raise.
A re-raise from Hellmuth in the big blind.
Wow. I open under the gun and he 3-bets me.
25-year-old pro from New Jersey where he plays online. And he gives it up.
Boy, Phil re-raises from the big blind with a hand that he would never want someone to 3-bet him with. That's the other Phil Hellmuth.
Could have maybe been another zippity-doo-dah moment.
When he won World Series Europe main event in 2012, we saw some of this type of play from him.
See where I opened from?
Yeah,
I was in
but
the first position.
I thought you had something, but what can I do?
I did have something.
I believe you.
Not to withstand a raise from the big
Here's
blind.
main event.
Hellmuth from middle position. Ace King off suit, a raise to 11,000 to John Bornstein now. He looks down at King Queen off.
This is the moment the poker brat's been waiting for, a Bornstein 3-bet.
Bornstein just calls, though. Folded to the small blind, Lance Harris, the big stack at this table. 37-year-old pro from Minneapolis with ace-10.
Harris, a former blackjack dealer, so this is a hand he will play.
No doubt. He's got nearly 900,000 chips, and he calls from the small blind, and the big blind is Pahuja with 9 deuce of spades, and he's got to come along for that price.
I'm going to take a bathroom break, Lon. Let me know how Phil reacts at the end of this one.
A lot of Broadway cards and 9 deuce. Here's the flop. 8-6-7 rainbow.
Wow, the percentages there indicating the worst hand at the moment, the 9 deuce, is favored. New math befuddles me.
What does it befuddle you?
I just don't see the upside of talking with you.
They all check. 5 of spades. Well, 9 deuce just turned a straight. Wow. Harris with a gut shot to a higher straight. Pahuja now with that 9 high straight. Bet 16,000. Phil's not happy. He folds his ace king.
I can show you one, Phil. You want to see it?
Show the jack.
Got that one.
He shows the deuce to keep the
Must be
needle
nice,
busy.
buddy. Just smash ace king like it's nothing. My friend here forgot to raise. He couldn't have as big as ace jack.
I'm bigger than ace jack.
Come on.
The best hand pre-flop didn't hold up. Phil thinks this is rare.
You were just going to sail it in with ace king?
Yep.
Wow.
Against you, it was going in quick.
Zippity-doo-dah, pal.
Zippity-doo-dah.
I may have folded ace king once in 30 hours, but against you it was zip. Come on.
That was my first
it.
world-class defense of the day.
Good for you, Muckle. The deuce 4 sometimes beats the deuce 4 beats the ace king. Congratulations, buddy. I mean, people in general are really afraid of me. I feel the fear, I see it, you know, and I hear it the way they talk. And so I see all these people that are afraid of me, and that just, it makes it easier for me.
I'm afraid of him, but in a different way than he thinks.
Phil on the button with just 28 big blinds, Jack 7. He's going to raise it up to 16,000. De Leon's taking a selfie with Phil in the background. I think that's a tell. Now to Borenstein in the small blind, ace-9.
Here's a 3-bet from Borenstein I'd love to see.
I'll take this one. You take the next one, kid.
I'll take this one. You take the next one. Sounds like Phil's next book.
Okay, hi.
Borenstein folds. Rick Barabino now in the big blind, Jack 10.
Barabino strikes me as a cross between Christopher Walken and Bill Clinton.
With the suited Jack 10, he calls. He's got a dominating hand against the poker brat. Both connect with that flop, pairing their kickers. Phil checks after Rick had checked.
Not a good spot here for Phil, but he saves chips, not betting his pair.
Barabino checks. He's an accomplished, internationally known backgammon player. Hellmuth bets 15,000.
And Barabino pretty much beat him into the pot.
He did indeed. Another 10 for Barabino. He checks a third time, hoping Phil's going to bet, but he doesn't this time.
Jack 10. Give me the money. Call 16,000 when they know I have it.
Did we get 3K?
Yeah. I mean, I guys can't win. They don't have the patience. 16,000 with Jack 10. What they deserve. They get to look at one street.
Just when we thought qualifying for the senior event would mellow the poker brat somewhat.
Nice hand, buddy.
But it's still business as usual.
Call.
He invented Social Security. What do you mean? All right, back to our feature table. Hellmuth limped in with ace-jack of clubs.
Well, here's the thing about Hellmuth. He goes on that rant after the Barabino hand, uses 11 variations of a very bad word, then tells him, nice hand, buddy.
Big blind, Muckle Pahuja, 7 deuce off, and he checks his option.
Oh, goodness. Now Phil's limped in with the ace-jack and let the 7 deuce in.
Here is the flop. Deuce 5 queen. Muckle pairs up. He checks. Phil bets 8,000.
And Phil about to take that first step into the valley of unhappiness.
Muckle, a former junior trader on Wall Street, followed his brother into poker. He calls.
Yeah, you can't get those kind of opportunities in finance. Nobody tortures Warren Buffett.
Another deuce on the turn. Check, check. River card. Oh, and Muckle fills up.
The valley of unhappiness awaits my poker brat.
Wow, he let him into the pot with 7 deuce.
You're having a fun day against me, aren't you, buddy?
Phil will fold.
Fun day.
Might have folded if you raised.
Why do I want to raise you? I want you in there when I have ace check suited. Were you going to outflop it every time? Oh, well, I didn't know that. It worked for you, though.
Would you call the brown man?
Yeah.
That's called chewing your leg out to get out of the trap, kid.
I just checked the table. I don't know what chewing my leg. I just tapped the table.
Well, you have one way of describing it. I have another.
Fair enough.
Do you think I was not going to have ace-jack suited when I limped this time? Of course.
Of course he had ace-jack suited when he limped this time.
We're on
Wait,
tantrum alert here at the featured table as we listen in on Phil Hellmuth's Day 4.
Boys, you can't believe your eyes against me. If you want to play great poker, you have to control what they do, too. It's not a one-way street. You play the cards, Muckle. I play the people. And the cards. I like vanilla. Nom, 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 nom. I'll take this one. You take the next one. 3 times they repop me. It's going to be such a good day. It's so yummy. I said, that's why I'm Phil Hellmuth. Rick could see the disappointment in his eyes. He was like, you're the best, Phil.
To his credit, Phil gives these lessons for free, though I'd actually pay to listen to him all day.
Muckle won a deep stacks event at the Venetian for over 200K 3 weeks before the main event began. He's feeling it. He raised it up with pocket eights and got Phil to come along in the big blind with Jack Trey of spades.
Calling a raise out of position with Jack 3? Go figure.
Hellmuth misses and checks. Muckle now with the pocket eights, the best hand, bets 8,000.
He puts in a continuation bet. When Phil clasps his hands like that, I never know if he's strong, weak, or just chilly.
Guaranteed to be 2 out of 3 of those. Phil, aha, the old check raise, the paired board trick.
Well, if I'm Pahuja, I wouldn't figure Phil would raise me here with an ace in his hand. He would just smooth call and let me keep betting at the pot.
And Pahuja makes the call for 9,000 more. Good read, good hopes, or just because it's Phil?
I think Hellmuth's in free fall here.
Third diamond on board. Hellmuth picks up a wheel draw. This time he leads out 16,000. Insta-fold from Pahuja. Phil will take it.
I understand nothing, so I will say nothing.
That's it, Phil.
It's been mostly downs for Hellmuth here on day 4, but perhaps this could be a turning point. A nice bluff redirects some of Muckle's chips back to the poker brat. Featured table, Hellmuth keeping busy, squeezing from the small blind with 7-6 off. Action now on Jay Kim on the button with pocket eights. He's a Berkeley undergrad, Washington University Law School grad.
And again, Hellmuth showing aggression with squad douche from the small blind.
Wow, I didn't want you to call.
There's the flop. Pocket eight still good for Kim. Phil checks.
Aggression remains the #1 tool for success in No Limit Hold'em. I know this because I'm never aggressive and I never succeed.
Very nice. At least you put that together. Pocket eights for Kim, and he checks back. Turn card, 5 of spades. Hellmuth picks up a double belly buster straight draw. Reaching for chips
38.
now. 38,000, he announces.
Well, I'm surprised Kim didn't bet in position on the flop. And now Hellmuth will seize the betting lead, bluffing at it with this double gut shot.
And I don't think Phil wanted that call either.
Yeah, Phil is in a precarious position here, getting short on chips.
River card now. Jay Kim with the best of it. Another tray. Kim's eights hold up.
Hellmuth with nothing.
Now what, Phil? He tried to steal it pre-flop, buy it on the turn.
I don't know if he's thinking of betting or if he's rehearsing his next rant in his head.
Kim has been very sticky with the eights.
I think you might have pocket eights or pocket tens here. $70,000.
Wow, what a speech and a bet of 70,000.
Very few pros play it this way. A signature poker brat move, but 70,000 on the bluff leaves just 23,000 behind.
I'll take this one, kid. You take the next one.
You already took the last one.
This is Phil's main event on the line right here. If he wins, he's in good shape. If he loses, he's in all-in mode.
Phil using all his powers to try to win this, knowing he can't stand a showdown here.
I don't like the pump fake.
There's no shame in folding, sir.
There's no shame in folding. Could be the sequel to I'll take this one, you take the next one. Remember, Hellmuth 3-bet pre-flop, led on the turn, and then called Kim's hand on the river.
You called my hand pretty correctly.
Let me have this one. Jeez. You don't have to be this stubborn.
Jeez, Phil, begging doesn't become you.
He has to pull out all the stops.
Man, I wish I watched more TV footage of you. I should have watched more of the master at work. I'm not sure what all this means. I mean, it should definitely be a fold, right? Squeeze.
I'll take this one. You take the next one, kid.
Squeeze, 2 tighter. Check. Bet. Bet. A lot of goading me into talking too, but you're a master. I mean, you would know that you're goading me into calling.
He's Phil Hellmuth.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I can call.
Nothing official yet.
I'll take this one. You take the next one.
Sounds like a musical, maybe.
Yeah, you call my hand. I'm out.
Kim folded
That's
to
right.
Hellmuth. Wow, what a performance.
Ladies and gentlemen, the poker
All right,
brat.
now I have to honor my deal. Now I have to fold the next time you raise. I'll give you a choice, okay?
Okay, sounds good. Wasn't a deal, though. It was a good bet. Good
Yeah.
bet.
If only he knew how good. Jay Kim's fold keeps Hellmuth's main event hopes alive, but the poker brat with plenty of work left to do.
So, Phil, you've been here since the beginning of the tourneys started this year. How many tourneys have you played in, would you say?
I don't know. Andy'd figure that.
Pretty much almost always?
No, I mean, probably 27, 26, something like that.
Wow, that's a lot.
Hellmuth won his 14th bracelet this year in Raz.
But I had the chip lead in one drop. That one.
Did
that
you
one,
really?
yeah, but I could have played a little bit better at the end. Like, I made a mistake or two. I had 10 million with 8 left, and the next closest guy had 6 million. I'm supposed to finish in the top 3 every time the way I play poker.
Yeah.
Like, I can dodge bullets, baby.
Especially with the hole cards thing, Sean.
D-Negs! Wow.
Let's do it.
Wow, really?
Excusez-moi. You mind if I join you? Are you
Sit
good?
down,
I mean, I'll go
kid.
find another table if you want.
Oh, I don't mind.
Wow,
Sure?
this is
I don't mind, as long as you have the 6-7 suited and I have the King-Jack suited all day.
It's already given to me.
D-Negs, welcome to the table, D-Negs.
Thanks, buddy.
Dang, you said about 6. Welcome to the table.
650 exactly.
You were at one of the outer feature tables?
Yeah, over there. My table's broke 5 times already today, so they keep moving my table around. Wow. Yeah. I'll wait. You guys go ahead and play. I'm gonna hang out.
Daniel not joking. He races to 15,000. Hellmuth with a pocket pair 8s.
Hellmuth's World Series numbers are staggering. We mentioned his 14th bracelet. No one else has more than 10. 53 final tables. No one else has more than 39. 114 cashes. No one else with more than 92.
Plus, it's been $1 million summer just here in 2015 for Phil. Hellmuth looking pretty serious with those pocket 8s.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Canadian, eh?
43.
A re-race to 43,000
Same thing. It's like Canada.
to Barabino. Ace, queen off.
Blackhawks. They did it again.
Oh, man. They were
Dynasty.
awesome again.
Yeah, sorry.
Barabino's heard your sermons.
They're just
Tough
miracle
battle
whippers.
against the Ducks, too. That was
I
just
can't believe they won that series.
unbelievable. I mean,
All those overtime games, and they only played 4 defensemen.
I know.
How the hell did they get away with
Uh-oh,
that?
Cloud's got Daniel talking hockey.
They got such heart.
Duncan Pleath played 80 minutes.
They never give up, those guys.
That's for sure.
Big blind Mike Cloud, ace 8. He folds.
I'll show you this one, Jay.
I don't think the ice cream bribe is going to work here.
I want to know what you had in the hand before.
You guys been having fun?
We had ice cream.
Phil requested ice cream from
the table?
from Jack Eiffel, and he brought us all ice cream. It was good,
Nice.
too.
I raise 95.
That's a new song to Phil. They've been laying down to his speeches.
Well, Kim 4 bets it, and the poker brat is no longer the good humor man. Phil's initial read was that pocket 8s are good here. He might figure Kim for a couple of overcards.
Phil looks offended. He started the hand with about 300,000.
It'd be tough to fold this one, Daniel. Very tough. You got it?
Daniel trying to read his new table mate also.
I think I have you. But
He gives it up.
I think you have ace queen and just went crazy.
Tough to win there, even if you're right. Right? Then you got to win a flip.
Not really. Take a flop, let them bluff.
Yeah. We need you to hang
That's how
around
you
here.
and I make. That's how you and I make all our money. We take flops of those hands, and when they bluff us, we just call them down.
It's one way to do it. I also like to just hit an 8.
Yeah, it's better.
It's so much easier that way, I tell you. You just catch.
You didn't believe me that time. Okay. Good bluff.
Wasn't expecting to see that.
2 8s?
Yeah,
You didn't put them on 8s?
yeah. Put him on ace 4 offsuit.
Ace
Not.
4 offsuit.
He's lying.
That and Guten Morgen.
I talked him into raising. He was going to fold.
And then
And
you
then-
talked him in and then didn't
Talked him
pull
into
the trigger.
raising and then didn't pull the trigger.
Come on, Phil. White
Kind of
magic.
mad at myself, yeah.
Get your white magic.
But I'll
in
get
there
him
for-
again once they start messing with me, you know. You've
You got
seen
the
it
white
100
magic.
times.
You don't know what white magic is? You didn't see it was on, what was it, Jimmy Kimmel? Basketball player. What's his name?
Andre Iguodala.
Andre Iguodala. He was talking on the basketball about how he's playing in the finals and how he learned the white magic from Phil Hellmuth.
He said that?
Yeah,
Really?
he
Wow,
did.
that's
It was on
amazing.
Jimmy Kimmel. I saw it.
Yeah.
He says, you know, Phil Hellmuth talked to me about white magic. You know, you got to figure when they're deacon left, deacon right, you got to read them.
Well, because he played LeBron James so well, his defense was so good.
It was all white magic.
Right.
That's funny.
White magic. 12? You should be Coach White Magic.
Well, I was golfing with Iggy on Saturday, and he went on the show on Monday.
Yeah.
We were talking about reading abilities.
You could be like Coach White Magic. You don't teach him basketball, just teach him how to get in touch.
Andre Iguodala of the NBA World Champion Golden State Warriors really did talk about the poker brat on Jimmy Kimmel.
Well, you got to know that. I think you got to know that. I had a really good conversation with Phil Hellmuth in Vegas, and he was talking about white magic.
Poker player?
Yeah, poker players talking about white magic, and guys get nervous in certain situations because, you know, they don't live life right. So, you know, there's karmic ways in the game that I know about guys, and I know it'll swing my way in those 50-50 balls.
Well, look, karma worked out pretty well for you here. You got two beautiful golden treasures.
I don't know what's worse for Hellmuth's ego, that Iguodala mentioned him on Kimmel, or that Kimmel knew who he was.
The other trophy, Hellmuth with ace-king.
The kids go crazy with ace-king. Hellmuth usually doesn't.
Come on. This ain't my first rodeo.
Yeah.
Hellmuth will small ball of his own, just calls.
Yeah, see, he could have 3-bet there. Cloud then might 4-bet or even push, and then Phil's in neck-deep, way behind.
Folded around to Daniel. 6-4 off in the big blind, and he got a discount, so why not?
Well, Daniel's going to tag along in a tricycle next to these two Rolls-Royce hands. Poker heaven for Cloud. Pocket aces against Negreanu and Hellmuth.
Talk about poker heaven. Trip kings for Hellmuth to take control. Negreanu checks.
Cloud doesn't know it, but he just went from heaven to hell.
He checks, and Hellmuth checks his monster hand. Turn card, Jack of Hearts, 3 hearts out there. Negreanu now drawing dead, and he checks it again. Cloud with hand on chips. Oh, smallish bet, 15,000.
Yeah, he keeps it small. Hellmuth loves this. Plus, he has the ace of hearts.
He just called, yeah, with a nut flush draw. And those kings. 7 of spades on the river, so Hellmuth's hand can't be beat. Cloud checks the river. Phil's got to get some value out of the trips.
I think he's taking his time here, trying to appear not too strong.
Hellmuth started the hand with 233,000. Cloud 235,000. Phil using all singles. That's interesting. 37,000.
That's a dirty, stinking, low-down value bet that's going to be next to impossible for the 55-year-old amateur not to call. 37,000. Should be criminal.
I'll take this one. You take the next one.
I'll take this one. You take the next one. Phil Hellmuth's one-man show coming live to a theater near you this fall.
Every single day. What does that mean?
To Phil's credit, he uses that I'll take this one shtick when he's strong and when he's weak, so he balances his range verbally.
Good pickup, Norman. How can Cloud resist?
Well, it's looking like a painful call or a painful fold for Cloud.
All right. Ace-king. You're good. That's what I figured.
Here comes the poker brat.
Cloud gets his aces cracked, and he doesn't know it, but Hellmuth dodged bullets again.
Old school. Check, 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 bet, check, 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 check. Call, 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 call. Okay, I'll try.
So it could have been disaster for Hellmuth, but it turned into a big boost to his stack at the expense of Mike Cloud's pesky pocket aces. Tough to fold. Fuel up to win. Food sales are brisk here at the Rio.
Phil Hellmuth orders his own food and picks it up? Boy, I figured he'd have Bobby Flay on speed dial.
420, what? 420, everybody take a break. 5 minutes, we'll be back.
So we are just 6 eliminations from a pay bump of about $3,000, all 420, dreaming of the top prize of almost $7.7 million bucks.
Several amateurs at this table. Feature table, main event with Hellmuth and Negreanu on hand. I think you get your 10K's worth.
Wow. De Leon folds a couple of face cards. We've seen him as a snug player. Folded to Hellmuth with queens. Blinds are up to 4 and 8,000. A raise to 20,000 from Hellmuth. Nate Bierno folds pocket fours. A weak ace into the muck from Rick Barabino. Lance Harris with ace-jack.
Ace-jack's a decent hand, but Hellmuth doesn't like it when other players don't respect his pre-flop raises. Get out now, save yourself the rant later.
He's going to take his chances. Calls for 16,000. Negreanu in the big blind with ace-king of clubs.
3 big hands.
That much.
A 3-bet.
All in.
And all in, you heard him.
56.
Harris folds.
We probably have the same hand. Okay, bud. Good luck. Got it?
Queens.
Yeah, it's a race.
Yeah.
I almost flat. If he didn't do that, I would have flatted, right? Now, we got to put it all in a race situation.
Daniel happier about the race situation than Phil. Phil at risk. He spends entire tournaments trying to avoid this exact situation.
No, it's fine. I'm still here either way. Good luck, kid.
All right, Daniel.
I know you had good cards,
hoping
but I
you
wasn't
had
going to pull
jacks.
that. Yeah. If he didn't raise, if he didn't call, I would have just flatted too.
Yeah, I know.
But with that extra
Much
money,
better. Best better for us not to race. But
yeah. Well, he came in and had too much gravy in there. Yeah. Had to come get it.
I don't blame you.
Clash of Titans. And Negreanu wastes no time scoring top pair.
You know, indeed, if Daniel just flats it pre-flop, maybe Phil gets away from the queens on the flop. Hellmuth now in deep trouble.
It is business, but these two are good friends. I'm sure Negreanu feels bad for Phil. Jack.
Hey, still got life.
A gut shot for Phil.
Queen or a 10. Queen 10 is the hand that you've hated your whole life. Now you need a queen or a 10.
Queen or a 10 or Hellmuth is gone.
The river card is a 5, and it all comes crashing down for Phil Hellmuth.
Sorry, bud.
Yeah. I figured I'd have the queens or something big against you. I knew it was going to be a monster.
Well,
Hellmuth's 8th main event cash is quite a disappointing one for him.
Man, 2 races in 4 days. Hey,
Yeah, man. Thanks to you guys, cream.
Daniel over 800,000 now.
I was hoping we could chop it somehow. That'd be fun.
I almost just folded for you.
If you did, then
Yeah,
that pot would have been way smaller.
Kara Scott is with Phil Hellmuth right now.
And we have lost Phil here from the main event. Can you talk to us a little bit about the last hand as well, and Daniel's call in that spot?
I mean, Daniel's calling hoping. I mean, I'm never going to have jacks. I have to have queens, kings, aces, or ace-king. And I made him call it off on a guess. And I could have had aces, and he's just dead. I don't love his call, but I don't blame him either. I mean, he feels like he needs to gamble against me because I'm so good.
And you said you were only all in twice this entire tournament. So, how are you feeling about your play this entire time?
You can't use the word deserve in poker. You just can't use it. It feels to me like I deserve to still be in there. I feel like I'm playing better than everybody else right now. And I feel I'm at the top of my game, and I ended up losing a flip, but I made him call $250,000 with ace-king, which is almost never going to be good. So he got lucky, and that's okay. But it was a flip, and, most players are looking to play big pots with ace-king. I'm not looking to, but, yeah, whatever. It is what it is.
Thank you so much for talking to us. We will see you here next year.